Underestimate. Okay, so for question number 5, part A, we have to use the line tangent to the graph at t equals 0 to approximate the amount of solid waste at the landfill contains at the end of the first 3 months of 2010. And we know that t is equivalent to 1 over 4. So, in order to solve this question, we have to use this equation right here, which is dw over dt is equal to 1 over 25 parentheses w subtracted by 300. So, we know that plugging in 1, because that is the initial, 1 over 25 parentheses w of 1 subtracted by 300 will get us 1 over 25 parentheses 1400 subtracted by 300, which, figuring out, we would get 14. The reason why that's significant is because dw over dt is allowing us to solve for the slope. So we already figured out the slope. Now we have to use y equals mx plus b, which we know b is the initial, we found that already, the 1400, and we know m is the slope, and we found that as well, the 14, to get y equals 1400 plus 4014. Plugging in 1/4, because that is 3 months within the entire year. 3 months within the entire year is 1/4 of that whole year. We would get a total of 1,411 tons. Okay, so now we're on part B. For part B, we have to find the second derivative of w in order to figure out whether it's an underestimate or overestimate. So we would use d squared of w over dt squared, which is actually 1 over 25 times dw over dt. That would be equivalent to 1 over 1 over 625 times w subtracted by 300. We know that w is greater than or equal to 1400, which shows that w is actually increasing. With w increasing, we know that the second derivative is going to be greater than 0, and w is going to be concave up, and the tangent line is going to be below w. As a result, we know that part A is an underestimate. Okay, so now we're on to part C. For part C, we have to find a particular solution for w equals w of t to the differentiable equation of dw over dt is equal to 1 over 25 times the parentheses w subtracted by 300 with the initial condition of w of 0 is equal to 1400. So to start off, the first thing that we have to do is we have to separate the variables. We have to have w on one side and we have to have t on the other side. After doing that, you would have to put an integral sign on either end, on both ends. So it would be the integral of 1 over w subtracted by 300 dw is equal to 1 over 25 dt. From there, we just simplify. We would get the log notion of w subtracted by 300 is equal to 1 over 25t plus c. After doing that, we have to plug our initial condition in. We know that the w of 0 is equal to 1400, so it would be the log notion of 1400 subtracted by 300 is equal to 1 over 25 times 0 plus c, which will result in log notion of 1100 is equal to c. After doing that, the main thing that we have to do is we have to create a differentiable equation. We have our answer. Now we just have to create it in the form of a y equals mx plus b situation, which will be w of t is equal to 1100 e 1 over 25t plus 300.